Good morning and welcome to another episode of our Migrants Journey. I think we had a small break with no episodes on Monday and Tuesday, but we had a special episode on Sunday, and I hope you enjoyed that. And so we are here again with a new episode. If you're watching this for the first time, just to give you a brief of what happens here, the objective of Migrants Journey is to document the stories, or rather the struggles of migrants. When we think about migration, or when people usually think about migration to countries like Australia, Canada, USA, or whichever country you're moving to, usually they see only the good parts. Hey, you can go there, can have a great quality of life, you can have a great life, and it's a dream come true. But often the initial job struggle is real, and it's hard. It's really hard. So if you followed this episode, we have 23 such amazing stories, 22 I think, 22 such amazing stories of how they managed to get a first job, and there are a lot of advices and a lot of suggestions that you can follow to make yourself prepared if you're moving in the near future. So that's the agenda. And if you're watching this, please head on to my YouTube channel. You can binge on 22 episodes. That's like almost 11 hours worth of content. And please also do subscribe that channel. With I mean, that's just to make me happy, and you get notified about any new videos. Also, if you're watching this live, or if you're watching this as a replay on LinkedIn or YouTube, please leave a comment. The more noise you make, the more people that gets help out of this, and the more happier you make me. So that's a side thing as well. So please do engage us and share this video, so that one, it makes me happy. Two, a lot of people get to listen to this. So today we have another guest, Apoorva, with us. So let's go straight into things. Good morning, Apoorva.
Hi, Vinesh.
How are
Thank
you?
you.
Good morning.
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So let's get straight into things. Who are you, Apoorva, and what do you do?
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and thanks, Vinesh, for making me a part of this journey as well. It feels good to be here and talk about the journey. Okay, my name is Apoorva, and I'm from India.
Hmm.
I came to Melbourne in December,
Hmm.
and I'm a tax accountant by profession with around 6 years' experience in India. And I've recently started doing the tax role here in Melbourne as well.
Yeah. So I think the key thing is she recently started. I mean, she got a job during this pandemic situation. So that's something that we'll listen to, as in
Yes.
how she looked for a job during this shutdown situation, and how she managed to get a role. So let's go way back into the beginning. The moment you decided that, hey, you will migrate, what preparation did you do before landing in Melbourne? I mean, I think you moved from US, or did you move from India?
No, India.
India. Okay. So, what preparation did you do before migrating to Australia?
Uh, in actually for preparation, I didn't do anything as such, like not to an extent about researching on the market here or anything as such. But
Hmm.
I just spoke to few of our friends here in Australia and just got a brief idea on how things work.
Hmm.
So I only knew that it is going to be difficult, and it is more about me being proactive and reaching out to people and trying out about the jobs or talking to them about the opportunities. But uh, nowhere I was more like knowing about the networking thing. But yes, I knew it was going to be difficult, so that was the only thing that I did. And I also looked through just a few of the courses that I can take up coming here. I came with more of an open mind and thinking that I can figure out something.
Okay.
But yeah.
So let's get into how that worked out for you. I mean, you said you did some sort of preparation. You knew you had to be proactive. You knew you had to figure out things. So how were the first few weeks or months over here? Uh, with regard, not just with regards to job search, also with regards to the culture. There's a huge difference here, and
Yes.
how things work. So what was your initial experience over here?
So, what I did was, so when I came in December, so it was this Christmas and the
Mm,
Boxing Day sale, and
yeah.
so I had decided that I'm not going to do anything related to job. So we were moving to a new house. So, like my husband was with his friends previously, so we had to just set up everything fresh here. So I was more excited to set up this home and just get things and do shopping and all of that. So
Yeah.
the first month was really exciting because I it was summer here and I loved it here in Melbourne, and it was really good, like going around and the places, and yeah, getting used to the tram and train and Mikey car like tapping,
Yeah.
don't forget, and all of that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it was too much, and also like I generally talk to the small kids, babies and dogs, and so my husband's like, you are not allowed to go touch them and talk them, so stay away. I
Yeah.
was like, okay.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
yeah, very new experience of
yeah. I
of such
think
things.
summer is a good time to move into Australia. I moved in January as well, and the fact that we have sunlight till 8 p.m. was surprising,
Yeah,
as in your day is long, but there are not much people out there. I mean, even though the day is long, there are not much things that you can do at night. That's a
correct.
different thing, but I like that. I also like the point that you mentioned about talking to kids, babies, and dogs. I remember one of my other friends, his name is Rana. He said the same thing. He used to talk to kids when he's in tram or public transport, and
Yeah.
his friend said, "No, don't do that." And in fact, there are stories where I think migrants they actually picked a baby from a park. I mean, they were just playing from that, and he was actually fined or
Oh
arrested or
shit,
something like that. So
that's sad.
yeah, so things like that happen. So you have to ask permission for that. I mean, you can ask permission
Okay.
whether you can play with the dog and then go with it, but otherwise it's kind of rude to not do that. So interesting point out there. So if anyone did not know that, that's new information.
Yeah, I actually took some time to like digest that. Oh, even to the dog, I need to ask permission. I thought I could just go cuddle.
Yeah,
And they're like, no, no,
yeah,
just be careful, just be, away from all of that.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
absolutely.
so that was really a new experience here.
Yeah,
It was good. Like, it's a different culture here and how things work, and
it's
it
about
it was
respecting
good.
boundaries. I think
Yes,
respecting the personal space. I mean, you do
correct.
whatever you want to. No one is going to stop what you do in your space. But if you
True.
are peeking into other people's life, there are boundaries. I mean,
But
unlike
that, yeah, true. And that is also good that they greet you every time
oh
you
yeah,
see them, and everybody here has that smile on their face when you see someone,
I remember
which
the
is
first
a good
time I went
thing.
to 7-Eleven, the cashier asked, "How are you?" And I'm like, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah,
That doesn't happen. That doesn't often happen. So what am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to say good? Am I supposed to say how are you? Am I supposed to smile? I mean, usually in India specifically, I don't even look at their face. I mean, we don't have to look at their face.
true.
It's just part of routine.
Yeah,
So
I used to not even do that actually. Like when people ask me here, and I'm like, I'm good, thank you. And and my husband's like, no, you need to greet them back. You need
yeah,
to ask them. So that's how it works here. I was like, oh, okay. And
glad that
even
you
at
had
the
your
shopping
husband
mall.
to direct you over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
let's get back into the job search line of things. How was your initial experience like over here? I'm sure over time it evolved,
yeah.
but how was your initial experience like? I think one of your main challenges was you had experience in US taxing and not the taxing of Australia. So how was your initial experience and what were your initial challenges over here?
Okay, so initially, so when I came here, I started somewhere around Jan second week after all the New Year and everything, when offices actually got open. So my job search began from that time, and my main idea was April was the U.S. tax filing season. So
Hmm.
I could get, like, I need to reach as much as US firms that I know around Australia and outside Australia who offer a remote job.
Hmm.
So that was the first thing I did. I just shortlisted most of the companies, and I knew two or three from my friends who had told me. So I shortlisted all of them, sent emails, started applying to remote jobs in the US as well. I got through one or two for the interview, but yeah, because they had some issues and then it didn't proceed further. But within Australia, I didn't get much of a positive response. Like I would send emails, try calling them, but not everybody is I got a response from. So that first few 3 to 4 weeks of me trying to do the US job search was not a great thing. It didn't start really well for me, but I was like, okay, it may take time,
Yeah.
but it was almost February that I realized that something's not really working for me. It was
Mm.
because I had a list of the US tax firms through an embassy that that does US tax returns, and so I had contacted most of them, and they either had no opportunities, or maybe it was in Sydney and they were not ready to give me that role here in Melbourne and all of that. So yeah, it was not that good. So I also started looking at admin and HR jobs because I had few months of experience and I thought I can just try on that as well. But no luck. It was almost February end, and then I few of my friends suggested that take up these volunteering, so that I can at least get to meet people and know things better than just sitting at home and trying my own job search. So I started applying to volunteering jobs as well, and initially I started getting some Facebook updates on these networking events, and how to do your resume and meet the recruiter, and few of those kind of sessions kind. So February, I decided, okay, I need to do something else other than only job searching, because I was almost going into, like, like, what is happening?
Mm.
It's been so many days, I'm not getting any response, and there was that anxiety for a period. But I started looking at these sessions then, and I went to one or two as well, and that is how I got through Eventbrite, and I got through your session, like networking event as well. So yeah, that's much like the first few months of
So, what? Okay, so that's I think that's a common migrant journey that after they come here they just apply, 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 and wait for something to
yes,
happen, something magic to happen for them. But sometimes it happens, but more often it doesn't.
yeah,
Now that you were introduced to networking, which was completely new to you, what was your initial experience, and how did it kind of transform your mindset and um, your mental well-being as well, which is also key. I remember the
yeah.
first time I met you, you were kind of really frustrated, and I could see that anxiety in you. But I remember after the meetup, you had a big smile on you as well. So that was a big part of those my event specifically. But in general, how was networking? How was the experience initially, and how did it kind of change you?
Yeah, so for me, I absolutely had no idea on how these things work. Like I was told how difficult it was, but I was never kind of told how I need to go through that journey, or maybe about the networking events. But so I just thought, okay, I'm just sitting at home. So rather than that, I just attend few of these sessions. So the first one I went was for this. Meet the recruiter session.
Mhm.
So this was just a bunch of HRs who would give a suggestion on how you need to do your resume, and how generally things work, and if you have any questions on job search, they would help. So it was just like a 15 minutes meetup for every person, like an individual HR and a job seeker, kind of an interview. So I went to this. I had no idea how things are, and so the HR looked into my resume and told some things that I need to change, and that day I realized that there are a lot of people looking out for jobs, because for that particular 15 minutes interview kind of a thing. there were so many people who had come, and everybody were like, they had that anxiety, they had
Yeah.
that fear of, okay, there's something will have, something's not happening, and that hope that something may happen coming here. So that is when I was like, I started looking more for networking events. And so when I came to your event first, again, it was like, it was a big room and a lot of people session, and I was really overwhelmed. Like, okay, and when we talk to people, you get to know a lot of things, that yes, you are not alone. There are a lot of people in the same journey and struggling, and maybe more experienced, more like, really efficient people to get those jobs, and still people are looking out. So that was it. I mean, I wouldn't tell it's a relief seeing somebody else, but you at least have that you're not alone. You have people around with the same kind of difficulty. So
Yeah.
that session of yours, I think, was really an eye opener for me, because I didn't know most of the things on how things work here and how it is here, how I need to proceed further. That was the time where I didn't know how I need to go ahead with, the job search, or anything for that matter, because maybe I didn't know much about how things are working here.
Yeah.
So that session was really an eye opener. I got that positivity from. I always tell you that talking to you gives that positive and
Thank
warmth,
you.
and really make somebody feel better about how things are. So yeah, that session was really that led me to a little better, on how I need to plan things and
I'm not
go
sure in
about.
this Melbourne winter I still give that warmth, but I have no shame in sharing that, listening to other struggles kind of actually make you feel good, and that has been a trend. You think you're alone in this journey, and when you listen to a that's the reason I share my story in the beginning too. I consider mine as one of the worst journeys, and when I share that, you find kind of feel, hey, mine is not that bad. Why am I
Yeah,
so frustrated? Get that feel. That's human nature, and it's not that you're feeling happy about other situation. It's just that you're comparing yourself to others, and
correct.
you're seeing that you are in a much better situation compared to others. So, thank you so much for saying that, and thank you so much for the nice words. Now, finally, lockdown happened. It became a bit more harder. Networking was limited. So you kind of had a routine for yourself, and you managed to secure something out of it. So tell us all about that.
Yeah. So yeah, after the meetup, I think immediately after my first networking event, I think within a week we were into the lockdown, and that anxiety sort of again, like, okay, what next? How am I going to do and everything? But I was in almost regular talks with you at during that time, I guess. And one thing that I figured out that I need to do is set up a routine for myself and do something that I have not done till now for my job search. So one of the sessions that I had heard, that I need to talk to new people and make that conversation, and start something good with everybody every day. So what I did was I started talking to one new connection on LinkedIn every day.
Mm,
So I ensured that I spoke to one person, like, just a normal chat, and maybe if I get a response, good, I can continue. If I don't, it's fine. I'm just talking to somebody else at the next day, and I ensure to keep in touch with them as well over the time. So this kind of helped me. It made me feel good that I'm talking to somebody and sharing some experiences, and they are telling their experiences. And through that, I even got in touch with one of the HR as well, because that person was a CEO. So he connected me to somebody else as well. So it was turning very positive, and so that was one thing I continued to keep. In the same process, there was this person who sent me a connection request, and he, in fact, initiated the call with me, and we spoke for some time. And he realized that I was looking for a job, and it was more into the US tax role. So he's like, I know a friend of mine who's looking for some US tax person, and I guess you may be a good fit, and I'll connect you to her, and you guys can take it further from there. So that was, I think, the first thing, like, the first positive thing relating to US tax that
Hmm.
came to me. It was really good. It was almost like I already got a job. I have not even spoken to them, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was really like, when you listen to such things, you get that sense of positivity, and you'll have that hope something may happen. So yeah, and immediately he even, like, on the same day, he even connected me to that person. And but apparently she was still setting up few things. So she told me that we need to wait maybe till December, because of the lockdown and everything, things may process a little slow, but we can still be in touch and see what we can do. So that is what she told me. But I was like, okay, it's something good. At least I got to know somebody in the same line, and who may require US tax person. So that was a good thing for me. So April, that was the conversation that started. And over the time, I tried to do a lot of different things, not only with the job search, but also like doing my own different hobbies. And so that's how I kept myself engaged for the whole day. And within few days, I even, because I was going to a volunteering job, through them I got to know that Telstra was hiring. And so I even got into Telstra. So
Mm.
I think April mid, I got a role in Telstra. So, and somewhere May second week, I started with Telstra as well. So yeah, so that is how it started. And then with this person, the US tax person, I was in touch with her. I used to send her emails telling how things are. So all this conversation was through emails. I
Mm.
never used LinkedIn for getting in touch with this current manager of mine. So I used to email her asking how things are, and if, how's the Australia tax season was coming up. So I just thought of striking that conversation on how things are setting up, and everything. So during those conversations, so she got to know about what I was doing. And I started doing the Australia individual course, tax course as well. So I told her in one of those emails that I'm working for Telstra now, but I've started doing this course. So it's really good, interesting. So I spoke about that. So she knew basically what I was doing, how I was taking things. And one of the emails, she even asked if I knew anything in accounts and IFRS and all. So I was like, no, I don't know about this, but uh, for me, my main idea is to step up to be an Australian tax accountant as well. So if you can offer me any kind of a practical training, or I can step up there, and
Mm.
I can gather things quickly. So that's what I just put across in the email. And I didn't get any response for around 2 to 3 weeks. I was like, okay, it's fine now.
Yeah.
I've just tried, I've just told, and I just let it, because here on the side I was already working for Telstra. So I was just like, still okay, let me see what will come through, because I knew two or three other US tax persons as well that I was in touch. So it was fine. I was like, let's see what's going to happen. And suddenly, I think somewhere June end, June second, last second week, I get an email telling, "Hey, I have this opening. Are you ready to jump in?" I
Awesome.
was like, "What?" I did no interview. I mean, what is it? And I was like, "Yes, I'll be happy to." And I just sent her an email, and she's like, "Okay, great. Then we'll get you started." And that was even more surprising thing for me. I'm like, okay, so I'm joining somebody without having an interview, and just immediately. And it was really good. That week was like a lucky week for me, because Telstra also, I was really like, people were really appreciating my effort there. And I had got a really good feedback, my 1 month feedback. And then the same day this happened, and within 2 days, I unfortunately had to tell Telstra people that I'm leaving. But yeah, so it was really good. I think the pitch that I made through emails really worked out for me. And In fact, my resume was asked at the end, like after I got my contract, I was just as a formality to send across my resume, which is really, I think, I consider myself lucky for being in that position and getting through this.
I don't think it's luck. You worked through it and you created that your own luck. As in, if you hadn't talked to that person, that luck wouldn't have
Yes,
been there. And people who ask me about why network, right? I've been people ask, I've been talking to tens or maybe more than those people. Nothing is happening. What do I do? This is a perfect example. Networking is a slow burn. Nothing.
yes,
Some. You meet 10 people, something may happen, may not happen, but things like what Apoorva just shared happens, and that's how things kick off. And all she wanted in the end is that one connection to connect her to another person, and that relationship is what got her. And that's such an inspiring story. And keep in mind, resume was not even needed, no
yeah.
interview, no local experience question, no nothing, right? None of these questions popped up. So that's a big lesson, and that's a huge story. Thank you so much for sharing that, Apoorva. Now, would you like to share something to the migrants and international students out there? Especially during this time, it's a bit hard. Any advice for you from you for them?
Yeah, so for migrants, like who are coming here, I would just tell, do a minimum research on how things are here and get a basic idea, and get in touch with the LinkedIn connections in Australia before moving. So I think that may help, which I didn't do. So maybe I would have got better at doing that before coming. It would have helped me more. So yeah, get in touch with few people of here and build that network, and so that when you come here, you know few people, you know what to do, and come with an open mind. I think that would not put us into more anxiety. It would at least give us that confidence that yes, I if not this, I have something else, or I can pass through it. So that positivity is highly required for us to sustain and
Yeah.
do the job search. For current job seekers, I would definitely like, I think this is something I can tell I've tried and tested, because keep a goal for yourself every day. I know the job search, the whole thing can be really depressing, and it can be very saddening. But if you do certain things over the day, and end of the day, if you feel that content, I think that will at least make you feel better and get that positive vibes and hope in your life. So I would tell, set up a routine for yourself, maybe 2 hours of job search and 1 hour for yourself, like maybe trying to explore any new skill of yours, or 1 hour to talking to people. So that routine kind of helps you build who you are in a better way, and also gives that confidence that yes, you can do something. I know sometimes it's like you just laze around the whole day, and end of the day you'll be like, oh shucks, it's over and I didn't do anything. And then again, the anxiety is, end of the day, I don't have a job,
Yeah.
but that is not done. So unless you put that effort, I think you will get that confidence, and you may get good ideas even how to move forward. So I would tell, keeping those short term goals for yourself to make yourself better would really help you, and you may step up really better there. Yeah.
And that's such an important point that you shared, Apurva. I recently started a new initiative called Job Search Like a Boss, where the agenda is, we as a community, we treat job search as a full-time job. So
Hmm.
you will have to share daily updates. Hey, I connected to this person when I connected to this person. Yeah? um, on a usual day, it's just, hey, I connected to one person. But now when we say we connected to one person, everyone congratulate them, and that's a big win.
That's
And
a good
like,
thing.
that's a good feeling to have. So that's what I'm doing in that community. And if you'd like to know more info about that, please reach out to me. That's a different
Yeah.
story, not part of this. So thank you so much for sharing your story, Apurva. I mean, that was a really interesting twist. As in, I especially like the fact that your resume was asked after you were offered the contract, which is very interesting. But that is a key takeaway. As in, if you do things right, things will just work out for you. And
Yeah.
it was not luck. Let me tell you, Apurva, it was not luck. You made that luck. You were the
Yes.
deciding factor there. So thank you so much for sharing. And anyone who is watching this, if you have any questions for us, please leave a comment on LinkedIn or YouTube. We'll get back to you. And if we don't get back to you, please send us a message. Um, would the best way to connect to you be on LinkedIn, Apurva?
Yes.
Okay, so shoot her a message, send her a connection request, or send her a message to me. Please remember, do subscribe this channel, make some noise so that it kind of benefits me and kind of benefits you, and it makes this world a happier place, just like Apurva said. So thank you so much for your time, Apurva.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vinish.
No
It,
worries
it,
at
it's
all.
really good being here.
Good talking to you again and seeing people that I have physically met in the past. So, thank you
Yes.
so much for all our viewers. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Bye.